Either Allison will keep it for a little while or Karen will get it.
There's a little pump up by the crowd. Allison Fisher has lived in Charlotte since 1993, so she has the home crowd advantage here for sure.
Such an interesting journey all of you have taken when you come over from
Yes.
Europe. Allison Fisher from Peacehaven, England, and lived in London, then back in living in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a great city. This really is a tremendous city. We've had so much fun here.
She tried to jump over and make that one ball, and she jumped and she made the one. So mission accomplished. She's in trouble a little bit here because she has no shot at the two, but it was a great shot.
Look at it. Hit on top of it. You could see when the cue ball came down, just misses the four.
She was lucky and unlucky there because she did make the one ball. She's still at the table, but as you can see here, she has to kick and come one rail over here to try to play a safety on the two. Try to hit it really thin. Look at this, come down. She had a good shot, but she left the two ball by the corner pocket. So even if Karen can't go directly into the two balls, she should be able to make it going rail first.
Shaping up as a little bit different match than earlier in this tournament when Allison defeated Karen 9-5, sending her to the losers bracket.
And look at that, she got almost straight in the three. A little bit more difficult, the fact that the balls are so close together. It's much harder when you go down to shoot the shot to see the angle. But I don't think Karen should have any problems here. She jack up just a little bit, make sure she does not foul.
Nope, she missed it.
She did. She missed it. I'm surprised. It's so important that when you stroke through, you can't really stroke through on a shot like that because you can double hit the cue ball because it bounces back off the three. So you jack up a little bit, it makes it tougher to aim the ball.
I have to ask you this. When it's this quiet and this tense and there's this much focus, I know Allison's obviously played in a lot of different matches, but do you find yourself as a player being drawn almost down? Do you find yourself just kind of gating whatever that energy is in the room?
Absolutely. We used to have tournaments years ago before when I first started playing, before we had television, before women's pool became so popular, we played a lot in large pool rooms. And you had a crowd going on, and you had somebody in a restaurant ordering something, somebody screaming. There was constant background noise. A lot of people close to you. The audience was very close. So you kind of fed off that energy when you were playing. And when it's quiet like this, if you're nervous to begin with, it does not help at all because you know that they know how you're feeling about the match. Well, Karen did about the best she could do. She wanted to get that three ball behind the five. Instead, she's left Allison an open shot on the three. But this is difficult, Mitch, because not only is she on the rail with the cue ball, cue ball being right on the rail here, trying to make this three in the corner pocket. Her biggest problem is if she follows the cue ball, which she's forced to do, she has to make sure she does not end up in this area behind the five. She wants to keep the cue ball to where she has position on the four. She's either going to have to hit it incredibly soft or with a lot of speed to avoid. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. And she just barely got a shot in the four there. It was a great shot. It's tough to hit the ball that softly.
Allison's match record this year in 2001, 16-6, and a little bit uncharacteristic, especially given that one of the last 5 years she lost 11 matches the entire year.
That was incredible.
An absolutely amazing run. She has dipped a little bit, but obviously is coming back very strongly. It's hard to say that the #1 player in the world the last 5 years is coming back strongly. It sounds weird.
Well, I think she's done with that nonsense now. Now that Karen has come up here, she says, okay, fine, well, I'm going to have to start working on my game again because if you're going to be #1, it's not going to be for long. Well, so it's going to be an interesting rivalry between these two.
Part of what's amazing about Allison's run in the last 5 years is it's one thing to fight to get to the #1 position, to work hard, to do all that. But then once you get there, to stay at that level for 5 years over the course of that time, to me, is an even more amazing accomplishment. When she fell out of the top 5 in an event 3 events ago, it It was the first time in 63 consecutive events that she'd been out of the top 5.
That's unheard of. It's absolutely incredible, especially with the level of play it is now. That's one thing I always used to admire about Jean Belucas, past champion, who was one of the most incredible players ever played the game, man or woman. She kept her level of, I mean, she was a lot better than we were back then. And she still fought hard. She still played hard. And she didn't try to just win, but she wanted to beat you 9-1, 9-0, 9 to... And I see Alison, the same kind of hunger to do that and to stay on top for that long is so difficult to do.
Confident shot on the 8. And this 9 would get her back on the scoreboard after giving up 3 racks in a row. This would get her to 3-4 in a race to 7. If you're the #1 player in the world, you're not letting go of that #1 ranking very easily. Alison Fisher gets one back, 3-4, and she'll have the break in Charlotte after this. Welcome back, everybody. Karen Corr, obvious body language here. Very displeased. Although she had won 3 racks in a row to get it to 4-2, she's now at 3-4. That's going to be an interesting sign, Abel, to see if Karen picks herself up, gets some energy back, even though she's leading right now. And that will definitely help right there. Look at those balls flying to the pocket. Holy cow.
She made 3 balls on the break right there. 4 if you include the cue ball, and
3 that she wanted to.
Everything is wide open. Main concern here is getting the cue ball in this area to play the 4. 5's open, 6 is open, 8 and 9. She just needs to play the correct cue ball control here, get a good pattern going.
And we saw Karen looking very confident at different points in this match, certainly in her match against Jeanette earlier. To get to this match, let's see if she can, as I said, pull herself a little bit together. She did not look like she was all here, sitting in that chair before this break. And
well,
I tell you, as soon
just
as you see that scratch point,
she just jumped out of that chair. But you just have to learn at this level to play under so many. It's great. It's easy to play pool when you're feeling great, when everything's going great. When she played Jeanette earlier in the semifinal match, she was just on fire. There was no way she was going to lose that match. She played with an unbelievable confidence and energy and everything else. Here, things just aren't going right. It's tough. It's a lot of safeties, a lot of nerves, a lot of unforced errors. But it's interesting to see now. You just have to get over it and just fight. This is the fight between these 2 players right now.
And you know what? Part of this is a learning process. Alison has been fighting for the #1 to keep that #1 ranking for a long time. Karen, this is a learning deal with her. She has to learn how to be in the position to get #1, go through a match, maybe even a couple. She may win it today, obviously. But if she doesn't, this is going to be a learning process for her. She looks down the sights at that 8 ball.
A touchy shot here, getting back for the 9.
I want to mention one more time, thank Brunswick Billiards for this beautiful Montebello table that they're playing on. We do all the great sponsors of WPBA Classic Tour. 9 ball to go up 5-3. Just as I was saying at the beginning of that rack, Karen Corr needs something to get back into it. Courtesy of a scratch by Alison Fisher. Karen Corr now 2 games away from the title here in Charlotte. And there you see, one more time, Steve Tipton putting the balls under the Sarto Tight Rack, the M2000. It looks futuristic, but boy, it helps right here, right now. 1 press, and a great rack of 9 balls. Karen Corr at the table, 5-3 over Alison Fisher. Last time she was at the table, as a matter of fact, 3 times in this match, that she's had at the break. She has not made a ball. Once she made 2 balls, once she made 1, and the other times, nothing. So let's see. There you see the 1. And again, that was a controlled break where she actually made good contact.
It was a great break. Although there's a couple of trouble here. If you see on the side, you got the 7 and 8 here, that's no problem. The 7, she can make the combination. Here's where her first problem is going to be. The 5 and the 6. If the 5 passes by the 6, no problem, but it does not look like it will. It looks like the 6 is blocking the pocket a little bit. So she has no problem. Get the bridge here, no problem making this 2. Now, because the 5 and 6 are so tied up, a pool player, if the 5 ball indeed does not go in, a pool player would be looking to draw the cue ball over to play the 3-9 combination here. Very likely. You can see it's almost a straight in line. You just need to get good position. So we'll see if she's still a snooker player. No, she's graduated. She's become one of us. She says, forget about dealing with this 5 and 6.
Did she get a little far on that?
A little bit, but she'd rather be on that side than the other side of it, or the other side of the line. So she's in good shape.
And how huge is this? This would be to get on the hill.
Very big shot right here. Great
And
shot.
takes care of it. So earlier we saw a 5-9 possible combination that Karen didn't look at. And now she takes advantage of this. Let's take another look at it. And this is what you want. She made a good break, a controlled break, made the 1, got position on the 2, and had, as luck would have it, 3-9. Karen Corr on the hill, 1 away from taking the title. Back in a moment. The Q-Tech Cues Carolina Classic is being brought to you by Q-Tech Cues, serious cues for serious players. By Brunswick Billiards, since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship, preferred by experts around the world. And by the Sardo Tight Rack, giving you the tightest rack possible every time. Welcome back, everybody, to Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the finals of the Q-Tech Cues Carolina Classic, presented by the Sardo Tight Rack and Karen Corr, originally from Ballymoney in Northern Ireland, at one time the #1 snooker player in the world, now trying to be the #1 9-ball player in the world. Should she win this game, she will have accomplished what has been a long road over the last 2 years. She's trying to take it away from the player who's held that title for 5 consecutive years, Alison Fisher.
Look at the break she got. Alison Fisher may not be able to get back out of her chair to defend her #1 ranking again. As you can see, 1 ball is right here. 2 ball is clear into the corner pocket. There are no major tie-ups here, nothing major that she has to deal with. Karen could run out here for the championship as well as the #1 ranking.
And now this is where we're going to see a nerve start to come into this at all. As this match has come down to this, and as this game progresses, to see if those little muscles, those little twitchy muscles in her arms start moving.
When she starts realizing. See, I don't think so, because I think that it was so nervy in the beginning. And like I said earlier, I think once one of the players relaxes and says, okay, you don't want it, I'll take it, I think that's exactly what happened here. Karen is really zero down, and she's already been so nervous that it's kind of out of her system. Obviously, it's not an automatic. She a tough shot here on the 3 ball a little bit.
Took a deep breath there.
It's actually straighter than I thought. She has a good shot here to come back for the 4. You can get a good angle. She can just draw that cue ball back with a little left spin. Watch out for the 7. Watch out for the 7.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
And she knows it. Right there, she knows it.
Well, once that ball was made, that was the key shot. Once that was made, 5, 7, 8, 9 are laying right there. And now she's forced to kick She may be able to hit the 4, but if she can hit it, it's so thin. She's looking at it right now. If she can hit a full ball here, she can play a good safety, but if she can only hit a little piece of the left side of the 4, it's a tough way to play a safe. Allison is probably a little surprised here. Looks like she's going to get back to the table in some form.
Allison with Lou Sardo behind her. Creator of the Sardo tight rack. Always an interested onlooker. Just tension here, boy. And Karen wanted nothing more than to be able to just run this rack and get the title and the number 1 rank and get out. And now Allison Fisher has another chance.
She sure does, and you saw the look on Karen's face as she was walking back to the chair. She let the cue ball go a little bit, and it drifted out. She was trying to hide him behind the 3 balls. Although, even though Allison has a shot here on the 4, it's going to be very tough for her. She would have to get the cue ball all the way back to the other side of the table, play the 5 ball in the side pocket. There's only 1 pocket, possibly 2, where the 5 ball can be pocketed, and neither one of them are easy to get to.
Allison used her extension.
She's going to hit this with high English, playing a left-hand pocket. Come all the way around 3 rail. Oh, no, she decided to play in the right pocket.
Fooled you and the cameraman.
She did.
And she is walking back a little bit dejectedly. Karen is back up at the table. So back and forth here in rack 10. Karen Corr leading 6-3. Raised to 7, and there's a lot of deep breaths going on right now.
This is a key shot right here. She has a pretty severe cut on the 4, and she needs to come all the way back with a cue ball, unless she can go into the 5 right here. And she did not get there. She was trying to play for the 5 ball in the side pocket and just came up quite a bit. She wanted to come right in here and just came up that short. So it looks like she's just going to have to fan this 5 ball. Try to play safe. She can't play the combination because the 8's in the way.
What's interesting is I don't know that Karen's taken an extension yet in this match.
I don't think she has.
And I'm wondering whether or not she's just something that she's let kind of get away, because it seemed like that would have been a perfect situation. Take a little bit of extra time.
Right.
Think about the shot before you hit it.
That's true. Maybe she's rushing him, and she's normally a fairly slower player. I wouldn't say slow, but she is a slower player, and she's had to learn to play on the conditions of television where there is an automatic shot clock. And here she did not come up with a great safety. Allison has a bank here in the corner, and she missed it. And that could have been all she wrote. She wanted to make that 5 ball. Instead of playing another safety, she said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. She had a great way to come up with the cue ball for position on the 7, and she had a chance to get out. And now it'll be interesting to see here. This is one of those in the rule book of professional players supposed to get outs, and it'll be interesting to see, as you said, will the pressure get involved here?
Well, there's a lot less pressure with 4 balls on the table. So we'll see. Come back for the 7.
She handled that beautifully. She needs to do here is pretty much shoot a stop shot on the 7, leave the cue ball right in here, play the 8 in the corner pocket, and the 9 in the same corner.
Wiping her hands on her pants, a little bit of sweat building. Boy, it's, you know, the thing about this is she has worked very hard. Allison has worked very hard also, both of them. But when you get on the doorstep, and most people in the world never realize it, you do, because you're the #1 player in the world. You know what it means to actually say the #1 player in the world. It's quite an accomplishment.
It sure is.
And in this sport, to catch Allison, an even bigger accomplishment. Trust me, Allison will be back.
It's like trying to... Oh, look at this. Ooh, she just squeaked that by. And she's feeling it now. She says, I got to go back, and I just have to... Not taking her time. She's got an extension, doesn't want to take any chances.
What do you want? Straight N9 for the #1 ranking?
Allison, an excellent champion. She's happy for her. I know she is as disappointed she is.
I think Allison's probably as disappointed in the fact that it didn't turn out to be the match she wanted it to be.
Absolutely. No,
It was not the struggle that she thought.
I think both players are a little disappointed in the level of play because they're such unbelievable champions, such incredible players, and because nerves got in there, neither one of them executed the way they normally can. So now it's time for the super shot of the match, and it's brought to you by the Sardo Tight Rack. The shot came in rack 9 when Karen was leading 5-3. She makes this 3-9 combination, splits the pocket, and gets on the hill. Now Mitchell has a couple of words with Karen on the floor.
Down here on the floor with the winner of the Q-Tech Q's Carolina Classic, Karen Corr. I will get to you in 1 second. I just want to thank Janet Schimmel of Q-Tech Q's for your sponsorship and making this happen. Thanks for being here. Thanks for helping all of us out.
Thanks.
Okay. Karen, obviously, being the champion of the Q-Tech Q's Carolina Classic is important. It's your 3rd victory on tour this year. But much more importantly, after all the hard work you've done and you've put in, along with the help of some other people, you are now the #1 ranked player in the world.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to Julie Kelly, who we both came over to America 3 years ago. Julie's the world champion. I've just now made the world #1, so I think we made a pretty good team.
Well, Allison Fisher, another great event. I think the fight is on now between the two of you, and this is going to be really exciting for all of us who love the game to watch. So congratulations again.
Thanks very much, Mitch.
Okay, see you soon. Go talk to people who's the #1 player in the world. And so there you have it, something we haven't been able to say in the last 5 years. The #1 player in the world, Karen Corr, the champion, here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're glad you've been with us for the Q-Tech Q's Carolina Classic. For all of us here, for Ava Lauren, I'm Mitch Lawrence. You bet. See you soon.
Accommodations provided by the Charlotte Marriott City Center, located in the heart of uptown Charlotte. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.